hope everyone is out there feeling and living great. I just wanted to come on here and chat for a few seconds about my decision to stop drinking, and I did it cold turkey. And the reason why I'm speaking on it is because there's a lot of people going through alcoholism, people who are addicted to alcohol don't even know it. There's people dying from drug overdoses and addictions to drugs. And I just feel like I might be able to save a life, even if it's just one. We're all here to help each other, to motivate each other, to spread awareness, to spread knowledge. And I feel like if I am someone who overcame alcohol addiction, anyone can. Okay. I did not start drinking until I turned 21. And at first, I was a light drinker. And I don't know if you got, for everyone who doesn't know, I was a stripper for like 12 to 15 years, somewhere in that realm. Um, so my life consisted of always drinking, especially when I was at work, because I needed alcohol for me to turn into who I needed to be to get that money to come, because being a dancer is not like it's a job where you want to be there. Well, for most people, at least not during the time that I was there, but for a lot of people, it's the only means of survival. And for a long time, you know, it was a game that it swallowed people in, and it still does. A lot of people get swallowed up by that game. And for a long time, I didn't know that I was stuck in that. So for me, I imagine drinking and waking up with a hangover every day for at least 10 years straight. That is crazy. Okay. And I did that because I needed to be Miami Tip. And Miami Tip is like my alter ego. That is my brand. That is who, or Tip Drill at that time when I was dancing. I needed to be Tip Drill for the night. And I'm very like, I'm an introvert. I don't socialize with people. And when I would drink, that's what it would make me do. That's what drinking would, it would make me socialize, make me be more friendly, be more open to go ask, talk to people and get them to spend money on me. Or even if it was just a night out without going to work, it just helped me to socialize and take in, I had a lot of fans since I was young. I was a famous dancer. I wasn't a regular dancer. So even when I went out before Instagram and social media, it was a lot of people like, oh, that's Tip Drill too. Can I get a picture? Can I do this? In order for me to deal with all of that, I had to drink. And I didn't realize I was addicted to alcohol until maybe like 3 years ago, right? Because I just felt like it was normal. It was normal to go to work and drink because everybody else was doing it and get drunk. I did not drink outside of work. And I barely, during those times, I was making so much money, I was going to work every night. Maybe I would take 2 days off a week. Maybe. That's a strong maybe. I didn't really go out like that because I worked in an environment of, my where I worked at was the spot everybody hung out at. So I didn't hang out actually outside of work like that. I mostly went to work, and to become who I needed to be to get that money, I had to drink. And when I turned 21, when I first started, I would do mixed drinks. I started with Grey Goose, cranberry, and pineapple. And then eventually, I had my accident where I was like 5 minutes from dying. After my accident, I didn't drink because I took off of work for 2 years. But then I went back to work, and I was so nervous when I went back to work the first night that I just drank so much Patron. I had a lot of Patron shots, and I was drunk that first night and every night until I decided to dance not to until I decided to stop dancing 5 years ago. Um, Drinking for me, it turned me into that fun, personality, outgoing, wild person that everybody grew to love, but that wasn't really me. So when I would go home and try to get my life together and be normal, both my worlds were like they were colliding and they were clashing, and it wasn't doing good for me. And you know, outside of drinking, when I'm sober, I'm very strict. I'm very disciplined. I'm on my shit. You know, and a lot of people, they're like, "Oh no, Tip, we want you to be who you was the last time we saw you." Tip, you no, we want you how you was when you was drunk, and everybody hypes you up to do that. And in that life, in the industry, you know, you kind of fall to it because the industry is surrounded by parties and being around the who's. And of course, you want to brush shoulders with the right people. You want to be at the right parties. You don't want to be, you know, seem like you're lame or you're green. So you want to drink and socialize and meet people and greet people. And hopefully, in my case, get people to come to the club and spend money. So it was trickling off outside of work when I was going out outside of work. It was just, I did that for a long time. I didn't drink until I turned 21. But, you know, as I hit my 30s, a little bit over 30, and I was still, you know, I was still making hella money, 30 grand a month, and I was still famous and still tip drill. I was still relevant, you know, but inside, internally, I wanted more. I was like, this cannot be what my life is about. Going to work, buying cars, buying clothes, getting drunk, waking up hungover. You know, I couldn't give my family 100% of me. It was just it at 30 I started to realize, you know, like, what else are you gonna do? And I was going through this whole, I don't know if it was a midlife crisis or what, but just about 3 years ago, it was like I just found myself looking at everything in my world as just dumb, just crazy. Like, I am above all of this. I don't want to be hanging out every night. I don't want to be drinking every night. If that's what it's going to take for people to like me, then I'd rather not have people like me. And then I noticed that every time I got drunk, I was like happy drunk, happy go lucky. We're going to have a ball. And anybody out there who's been around me when I was drunk, I'm sure y'all had a ball. But there started to be like a lot of videos circulating of me drunk. And I just, one night, I got tired of everybody just always pulling out their cameras when I'm drunk. Like, I got tired of being the clown of the circus. And one night, I just, in the midst of me being drunk, I was like, I'm never drinking again. Because somebody had pulled out their camera of me doing dumb shit. And I'm like, you know, nobody pulls out their camera when I'm giving back to the community. Nobody's reposting when I'm talking about my books or when I'm talking about anything positive. They only post and repost when I'm doing stupid stuff, when I'm drunk, stuff that I'm looking like a whole asshole. And that's not really me. So during that night when I was drunk, I was like, I'm never getting drunk again. I'm never drinking again. Hey, guys, I know we're here to mingle. I know we're here to network, but please do not forget to like and subscribe to this channel. If you like what you're hearing so far, please like and subscribe to this channel. And in the beginning, I knew that it was going to be hard. So I had to tell myself that I'm never drinking again. Like, you have to stop. And I stopped cold turkey. I didn't have to go to rehab. I didn't need anybody to talk to me. I didn't need any apps or anything. I just knew what was important to me. And what was important for me was being able to elevate for my family. Because I was a dancer making money, but I really had nothing. I had no career. I had no other ambitions. Like, and I was like, this can't be like, and this is not what kind of legacy I want to leave for my niece, my nephew, my son. You know what I'm saying? So that's what motivated me to stop cold turkey. I knew my family needed me. I needed me. So I just stopped. And in the beginning, I was still working in the club. So imagine me being Miami tip drill. Everybody loves me. They see me out. They know that's the party girl. We get her drunk. We're gonna have a ball. So now everybody is seeing me. They're like, "Oh, Tip, take a shot, take a shot. Tip, I'm gonna buy you a bottle. You better drink that." And I'm like, "No, I don't drink." And I was standing firm on my decision because I knew what was more important to me. I knew if I took one shot, it could lead to me drinking a whole bottle or 10,000 more shots, and I'm gonna be laid out for 3 days, unproductive. Like, nah, like, y'all wanna have fun with me now, but my life is way more important than this. You guys ain't gonna help me when I miss 3 days of work or missing opportunities, not showing up when I got a film because I'm drunk or not doing my priorities. So no, I stood firm in my I'm not drinking for about 9 months. I did not drink at all. And I was still in the club, still around alcohol. I ended up relapsing because it was one of my friend's birthday, my best friend, and they was like, Tip, you the host, it's not gonna be no fun if you don't drink. So that was kind of like the devil, and I let the devil get to me, and I turned up that night for his birthday and for 2 weeks straight after that. Then I came back to my senses, and I'm like, nope, you falling off track. You're not staying focused. The devil gonna throw things at you, throw situations at you. God is going to test you. God is going to test your faith, and God tested me, and I failed. And you know what? After those 2 weeks of drinking, I was like, nah, you got to go back to it. So I go back to no drinking, and it's cold turkey, no drinking at all, because I didn't have any control. It's like I don't have any control. I can't go out because if I go out and have one drink, it's going to cause me to have 10. And then during this time, when I stopped drinking, I was able to get so much more done in the span of 9 months than I ever did in the 10 years that I was drinking and making all this money. I put myself in a way better position in 9 months of not drinking than I ever did of 10 years worth of drinking. And that, yes, it has a lot to do with age and the way I structured myself during that time, but it just, the drinking, it helped me to get focused. So I'm like, after those 2 weeks, when I was falling back, I'm like, nah, Ted. Nah, Kanisha, you gotta wait. You gotta get up out of this. This ain't you. You need more. You're getting older. Like you gotta keep your family first. Don't let the devil tempt you. You know what I'm saying? So I got back on my ish, and I was not drinking. And then I wanted to get to a space where I can control it, where I would look at people and be like, oh, it's so cute. They could go out and have 3 drinks and go home and still be productive the next day. Not me. I got to go out. If I have one drink, I'm going to have 1,000 and I'm going to be stuck sleeping. I do not want that for me anymore. So, um, honestly, I never got to a point where I could control it. So I just stopped going out. Like I had to cut off all my friends. And then my friends were starting to feel a type of way. And they were like, why can't you go out? And they didn't really understand. And it's not that I didn't want to be around them, but I just loved my friends so much. And the times that we did get, go out and get drunk, like when I went out with them, that's what I wanted to do. And so in order for me not to drink and get messed up and messed up all the good things that I built, I just didn't go out with my friends. And my friends, they're, some of them are wild and some of them are not when they drink, but it's just us when we get together. We're gonna have adventures. It's gonna start with dinner. We're gonna go to a lounge. We're gonna go to a hookah spot. We're gonna go to a strip club. We're gonna go to another strip club. Next thing you know, we're going home drunk 12 p.m. the next day and sleeping for 4 days. So I had to stay away from my friends for a while because a lot of my friends, they were still liking to go out with all in the industry, and that's what that life comes with. But I had to sit in my house alone for another year. When I tell y'all, it was tough because mentally, I'm looking on Instagram, all my friends is at these parties with that person, and you just I want to be relevant, I want to be there, I want to keep my name out, but it's like, damn, is that what I really want? Is that what I really want? And I would just be like, nah, I'm gonna just stay in the house. When I did go to work, when I was a bottle girl and I would go to work and I made my decision not to drink, sometimes it would be hard. I'm not gonna lie, the first 90 days of not drinking while at work, it was hard. Like I would have sweat beads talking to myself in my brain, like, do not go to the bar and get a shot. Don't go to the bar and get a shot. Don't go to the bar and get a shot. But after the first 60 days, it became more easy for me to say no to every single shot, every single bottle, every single offer. Okay. And then I finished out my 9 months until I relaxed. And then when I started back again, it wasn't as hard to say no because I knew that I could do it. Okay. So I just wouldn't go out. I would minimize going out. I would plan my days. Like maybe I might have went out twice in the span of 3 months. But I knew, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna set up everything in case I do get drunk and I won't have nothing to do. I'm gonna work and make sure my stuff is structured and in order before I go out and possibly get drunk. And both nights I did go get drunk, but I structured myself so I wasn't really missing out. I had a day or two to rest. But then even after the second time I'm getting drunk and then not waking up, even though I had did all my work, I still was like, this is whack. Like, you too old for this. You're too pretty for this. It's time to Like, no, you don't got to do this. So then that decision was like, you know what? I'm not going out at all. I don't want to go out. I want to, I want to change my appearance. I want to start working out. I want to start getting healthy and everything. So during this time, I was getting these really major headaches, and I had put it on Instagram, and I was like, can anyone help me? Does anyone know? Because I had a doctor's appointment, but the doctor's appointment was like a week away, and everybody was like, change your water. So I changed my water to Mountain Valley water, and I got the and stopped getting the headaches. And while I'm getting the headaches, I'm trying to minimize the reason why I'm getting these headaches. I did start getting the headaches during that those 2 months when I went out or whatever. But after that, I didn't get them. So I'm like, it can't be the drinking because I stopped the drinking. I don't know what else it could be. It can't be lack of sleep because I'm sleeping. Um, so I ended up going to the doctor, and the doctor said I have pre-diabetes. So I feel like I got pre-diabetes from all the sugar in the liquor all those years. So I'm already going through this midlife crisis and going through these, I don't want to drink anymore. So now I officially stop drinking. I start working out. I start eating better, and I'm feeling better. Then it was the last straw was to stop going to the club. Now, for me, making 10,000 a night as a dancer, going to a waitress, still making really good money as a waitress, sometimes 2 and 3 and 5,000 a night. Other times 10,000 a night as a bottle girl. But I was like, if you're gonna you don't want to be around that environment anymore. You got to just take yourself out of that. And I took myself out of bottle service, away from the liquor, and I just feel so great with myself. I feel like I'm at a place where I can control my drinking. I just rather not drink. I get PTSD of like, if I do drink, what can happen, what has happened in my life. And I don't want to say it's not because I don't have control, because I do have control now. It's just that I think of the taste, I think of everything I built and what I could lose. So I just wanted to put this message out there, because if I can stop drinking cold turkey because I put what is more important to the forefront, I feel like any one of you guys can do it. Anybody who's having a drinking problem, I'm telling you, put all your faith in God. God got you. When I stopped drinking, I felt like I'm not going to make the same money that I made, because I can't be who I need to be to get money out of people, or be that personality and make people want to spend money on me. But I left it all to God. Like, when I was going through dark moments, and I would just pray, like, God, just help me battle this, get this monkey up off my back. Let me get out of this dark space. Let me elevate mentally. Help me to lean on you, strengthen my faith in you, God. And God did it for me. So I know God did it for me. He will do it for you.